So by the way, if you're watching, I wanted to continue where I was, but my save game was erased. So I had to restart everything. So I took a bunch of minutes now just to fly through the game. And I'm gonna do this for a little while, and then I'm gonna start the show proper. But if you haven't seen this, well, check it out. Nice. Ah, shit. I'm dead. Whatever. I had some. I have to be on it. Fuck. Ah, that's what I did last time. Okay. Oh, I'm missing a lot of stuff. Shit. Yeah, there's supposed to be a fine here. Oh my god. Yeah, that's me. That's the guy who didn't back up his save and have to redo the fucking first level and a part of the second level again. God damn. So I may be a lot more silent because I just want to do this quickly as possible, and now I missed some stuff. I'm pretty pissed off about that. Hey, hey, hey! Do you have an impression of deja vu? Eventually, Goblin, you saw this. Yeah, like I was saying, I didn't back up my save, and it's never really a problem, except when I don't do it, of course. So I was out of town today, and yeah, exactly. I don't know why, but now I'm doing it for the second time. The same thing I did like 3 days ago, and for some reason I missed some stuff, so I have to go back here. Like I was trying to go too fast, and by doing that I fucked myself. So I'm gonna explore here. I don't know. I don't know what I miss. I'm everywhere here, and there's nothing. Ah, fuck. Oh, those guys. You guys, you must die. Oh. Yeah, these are the two things that I didn't. Yeah, that's just right here. Fuck. So I just went up there. You don't save in a speedrun. You know what? Fuck speedruns. That's what I say. Fuck speedrun. Just have some fun. If for you having fun is speedruns, then just okay. 9 people are just... Yeah, these are the two things that were missing. I was like, there's supposed to be a vine there, there's supposed to be a little guy there that gives me some goat food. So, onward to the almost second level soonish. I've played literally thousands of games. I'm not joking. It would be easy for me to like list up a bunch of games. Just my Steam and my GOG library alone, and most of them I've beaten. I don't speedrun. I would have to concentrate all my time on one or a couple of those games. No way. Go back. So I don't think there's anything. No. Oh. No problem. I'm glad you dropped by because I was alone here and just replaying the same fucking thing I played Monday, so yeah. Not that it's a bad game, but it pisses me off. It's about 2 hours of gameplay, so fuck. I was all pumped up to continue where I was, and I had a bad feeling. I had that fucking feeling. I knew it, and I started up, and oh, everything's gonna be fine. I go in, and poop, no saves. What the fuck? Because I play on SD to SNES, so it's a SD card in there with some ROMs, and there's the save file right there. Not save like save state, the save file of the fucking thing. And I copy it on my computer, and I even tested out when there's problem like this on ZSNES to see if it loads up, and okay, the save's there, so I got backed it up on my computer at least. But I don't do that anymore because I didn't have any problems since the last time I played Secret of Mana, which I had a problem with. It seems that some of those games you have to return to the menu, and then when you shut the Super Nintendo, it's really important to do the thing of the press the reset, like 5 seconds, power off, release reset. It's really important. Some games, it's weird because some other games I have saved on that since like 6 months ago, and they're still there, and they have Secret of Mana save that have been erased, and yeah. Okay, shut up. Yes. I don't even remember what the cold food did. Yeah. Oh, it's just a secret. I don't give a shit about your secrets. So, but what I found out, I can, if I want to be sure not to erase anything or just it just disappears, is I can save right now. I can take out the SD card, put it in my computer, put the save in ZSNES, load it up, see if it works. It works. Okay, take the SD card, put it back in there while the game is running, and continue on. So I'm completely sure, because there could be a chance that if I turn off the Super Nintendo, remove the SD card, put it in there, the save wouldn't be there. Because the problem is when you shut down the Super Nintendo. By the way, this is just a problem with the SD to SNES. It's not it works fine with a real card, and it works fine like for 90% of game. I backed up all my saves when I played Final Fantasy II for SNES Chronicles that way, and last time I checked, these saves are still there. They didn't have any problem. It's like typical some games. Secret of Mana, I've read on some forums. Hey. Yeah. So where was I with the thing? I'm at the end. I just have to beat this this boss, and that's it. And then we're gonna continue on to level 2. Wow, there's never been so many people watching me at the same time. Hello everybody! Heidi-ho! This is not even an official show yet. This is just me just replaying everything I did Monday. So if you missed Monday's show, then welcome back. I need some medical herb. I guess this is a popular game. Or I'm becoming popular. What's the goat doing there? I didn't remember that! Yes! I didn't do that in the eye. I have to, when I'm gonna pick up the show proper, because this will not be uploaded to YouTube, so we can talk about anything. We can talk about politics. We can even talk about The Last Jedi. Yeah, I want some food. But that's not what I want. I want some medical herb. Oh, this is not the first time I play, so I love Soul Blazer. Soul Blazer is an incredible game, Illusion of Gaia is an even better game, and Terranigma is an even better game. But they're all 10 on 10, I would say. Maybe not 10 on 10 for this one. It's a little quirky, but it is what it is. So if you like that style, you're really gonna like it. Like, I don't really like the fact that monsters just spawn from a lair or kind of thing. It's kind of it's too easy for me. I mean, not easy in the fact that it's easy, and the fact that it's no, I have to use this, and then I'm gonna put my... Oh no, this is not what I want to do, you stupid fuck. Whatever. I had a shortcut right next to the boss. But it seems pretty much every one of my regular viewer... Well, Barrel is gone, but Igor, Xash, Goblin... There's one missing. There's Darkon and... Well, Tig could be here. Yeah, okay, this is it. This is the boss. Oh, it doesn't work. I'm gonna try this. Oh, this doesn't work at all. So, like last time, this will take a while. Ah! I don't know, if you have a better trick to kill the guy faster, I'm open for suggestion. Ah. Okay. Shit. Ah, yeah, incredible game. Really liked it. I don't remember much of the story, but I remember the battle system, liking the battle system. I don't even remember that much of the game. It was in the part where I was playing so many games at the same time, and like I was gaming like a fucking crazy man. About like two years ago. I'm still gaming a lot, but now it's just pretty much old games. Oh, this will take a while. Well, I'm better than last time. They altered this boss for the US version, by the way. It's easier in the Japanese version. Here there's no... in the center there's no... it's just a normal bridge. There's no arrows that push you or whatever you want to call it. Oh yeah, the art style is just incredible. It's a game that the first time I saw it, I was completely in love. That guy was just running around on the town, but with the clouds floating, like semi-transparent, the way the guy was, like this, he looks so good. Like at the time I was still used to NES graphics, so I was pretty pumped up. This is one of my first one of my first crush on the Super Nintendo, if I might say. There was Super Mario World, of course, but when I played this game I was like, what the fuck? Fuck Zelda. Is this came out before A Link to the Past? I think so. A Link to the Past came in later than I thought on the Super Nintendo. It's not one of the launch titles or anything. Yeah, it just depends. It's a patched up game. Like, since they can't really patch games, they didn't really patch them. So, if the third version of the release is the European one and there were changes in it, well, the European release is the final version. Oh, I'm okay. Yeah, this guy's gonna die. So they did something in the Japanese version. It was fine. This boss is just a little too easy, but now I think it's a little too much of a hassle. It's the first boss. It should be easy. So it was fine to have in the middle. Like, you could just run up to him. Exactly what I did, but it didn't take like 5 minutes. And when he shoots out its fireball, they were more spread out. And the last boss, they made it a little bit easier. So they just tweak some things. You look at the Castlevania 3, the Japanese and the US version are different. I think the Japanese, again, is easier, which we're not used to. Wow. Because Final Fantasy 4 has just brainwashed us to say that the Japanese, they dumbed down game for NES market. I'm pretty sure they did it just for that game, but since it's a really popular game and a lot of people play the US versus the Japanese version, well, that's what stick. But I would not be surprised that if you take all the games and if they were too difficult in the Japanese when they were ported to the if it was too easy in the Japanese when it was ported to the US, they would adjust it. They would just adjust it to the difficulty. They don't think we don't like our games or anything. The market at the time, because even Final Fantasy 1 didn't really like fucking full of sales and everything. It was a good game, but there was a lot of grinding, and it was a problem, and it is still a problem. And they were really afraid. They were still afraid when they launched Earthbound, which was like in 94, 95. I don't remember, but it was a pretty late title on the Super Nintendo. And even then, they weren't sure it was packaged with the fucking walkthrough of the game. They were so afraid that we wouldn't be able to figure out things. I don't know why. It was just the market at the time. They didn't just really understood the market. Maybe, I don't know. Sometimes I don't even know if they understand the market right now. I love the Sega and SNES games that are totally different, but the same title name. Like, oh yeah, like Aladdin. But is there that many of them? I mean, apart from Aladdin, nothing comes up in my head. Yeah, but apart from Aladdin, there's not much. Other games will just have like difference sometime in the art style, just a little bit because of the port, or they're gonna remove or put in some level because they can, because of the hardware or something like that. Earthworm Jim is a great example of that. I did all the things, I think. Now I have to go here. To continue. Yeah. I was thinking about other games that would come to mind. Oh, I want to move. Oh yeah, Jurassic Park, yeah. Oh yeah, there must be a bunch, especially when you come to movie-based games, because essentially the SNES version is pretty much the same version as the DOS, Amiga. it's all pretty crappy. And I love the SNES version. The only problem with the SNES version is there's no save or password, because I quite enjoy it. The music is great. Yeah. People like to shit on it just because it's Jurassic Park, because the movie is there, so if the game is there, oh my god, it's fucking shitty! Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, another great example of an excellent game, by the way, a great game. I always loved it, and when I saw like the Angry Video Game nerd shit on it, I was like, yeah, I understand where he's coming from. I had some problem with the game. I was stuck usually at the dam, the bridge, the dam, in the water with the... Yeah, but still, it was a game that I enjoyed playing, even if I was usually stuck at the second level. When you're 7 years old, you don't really give a shit. And you can see a great game, even if it has a lot of flaws, and it's not like Teenage Mutant. When you really nitpick it, you'll be like, it's not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There's like all the enemies are what the fuck. Nothing makes sense in that game. SNES Ninja Turtle is great. It's the arcade version, so it's awesome. It's just a beat 'em up. The SNES version. Sorry, the SNES version. We have. Isn't there two? Well, there's Turtle in Time, which I have, like legit, not the SD to SNES. And I bought like for $10, and I think it's usually pretty expensive. What game? In Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? The SNES version? The SNES version is great. It's almost an exact replica of the arcade game. Most people say it's the best beat 'em up ever. I don't think so, but it's okay. You can beat it in literally like 15 minutes. Vector Man for Genesis. Yeah, there's a couple of games. I want a Genesis first. I need a Genesis, and I want to play a couple of games. I'm gonna play like right off the bat. I want to first experience Earthworm Jim on the Genesis. I'm pretty sure I played on emulator. I just want to replay it. By the way, I love both versions. I just love Earthworm Jim in general. I want to play Vector Man. I want to play Comic Zone. I want to play the Battletech, which is MechWarrior 3050 on the Super Nintendo. But it's a little different on the Genesis. I just want to compare it. Don't know if I'm gonna stream it or anything. I just want to play it. I'm sure I'm gonna stream it. Of course, I'm gonna play Shining Force. And any suggestion you have about really good game on the Genesis, but I'm pretty picky on the game. I'm gonna play Shadowrun on the Genesis. On the Genesis. On the Mega Drive, if you're from Britain. If you have any suggestion of other games, because yeah, I'm not a fan of Genesis, because apart from the game I just mentioned, I'm not a fan of Sonic, so let's take that out of the way. There's not many games I like on the Genesis, and those I just listed apart from Earthworm Jim, I don't know if I like them. I never played Comic Zone, and I never played Vector Man. I played a bunch of Sonic, and I'm really not a fan. And I played a bunch of other really crappy games. I mean, like for me, a game like Altered Beast is really bad. I don't even know if people... Don't mention that game when people are saying what good game are in the Genesis. What the fuck? Okay, so you can say Sonic, that's okay. Oh man. My borderline SNES favorite. What is it? What about Carrier Aces? Isn't that a shooter? I'm not familiar with shooters. I'm just rediscovering shooters while I'm doing SNES Chronicles, but while doing SNES Chronicles, I've played Super R-Type, Gradius, UN Squadron, D-Force, Super Earth Defense, Hyperzone, and Twin Gradius. Not Gradius, I mean Darius Twin, and that's about it, but that's like what, 8 or 9 shooters? So I have a new appreciation of shooters now that I've really played and invested some time in it. Legit Mode 7. Legit Mode 7 because people just... Even I have used even in my SNES Chronicle I've used Mode 7, I think incorrectly. Mode 7 is not what you think it is. This year might be Mode 7. It's not just flipping around the thing like people think it is. If you go on my channel and you go on the right side, you're gonna have like a recommended channel, and I've put one. It's like, I don't remember the name of the channel. I could just go to it right now, but he explains how the Super Nintendo works, and it's crazy detail. Half of his video I don't even understand. It's so technical. Somebody would want to make a game, he would listen to those videos, and people are commenting. I watch the I listen to the, I read the comments, and I'm surprised to find people like, oh my god, your videos like really helped me understand how the hardware works and how to program a game. Okay, I don't want to die. Okay, I'm okay. What the fuck? How do you exit this? Yeah, but you can actually land on carriers, no problem. It's a World War II Pacific third-person simulator with ground and ship attacks, pretty repetitive, but I really like it for some reason. If it's on the Super Nintendo, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play all the games on the Super Nintendo, so... It might take a while, but I'm gonna do it. But I'm not really into like shooters or and they sometimes go end to end. World War II kind of. My favorite settings would be science fiction, fantasy. So I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy, big fan of Star Wars, big fan of Lord of the Rings. So these kinds of settings, Dungeons and Dragons, that sort of stuff. Dragon's Lair, the arcade version, is incredible. I've got an almost full playthrough on my channel, of course with unlimited credits, but even in the end I just didn't know what to do. I didn't have any walkthrough or anything. But yeah, check it out, it's on my channel. It's pretty... I think it can be pretty entertaining. Like, I like my games to transport me to other worlds, like with a rich story and a rich background and a world that's different from ours. This is an escapist. I escape in the world of video games, so I don't want like World War II, which is like pretty in your face historical. It happened. That's the worst thing I want. Like, sorry. Stay for now. I understand why people would like it, but for me, it doesn't really strike a chord. Like, I'm not like... I don't have memories of World War II, but I'm kind of sensitive to that, so... Yeah. Even when a game is really, like, too violent just for the sake of violence, I don't like. And I like violence. I'm a really big fan of horror movies and things like that. I love it. It's my dada. It's my hobby. It's what I like. So it's good to it's important to exercise your brain and all sorts of, whether it's memory or pattern recognizing or reflexes or logical reasons, strategic things. It's important to do it. I intend to play games until I fucking die, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna help the brain. It exercises the brain. It's an active experience. It's not like watching a movie or even reading a book, which is a little more active than just sitting around and watching movies. But we're having a great discussion. I'm fucking pissed off that this is not. I'm recording it, so I might put it up on YouTube, but it's gonna be like unlisted or something. Cheers to that until we die. Well, I don't know if it's really, but I'm having terrible memory loss problems ever since I started gaming for more than 3 hours a day. Oh, really? I always had a bad memory since I was a kid. Whether short or long term. Like, I would talk with my wife and she remembers things that, like, she was when she was like 4 or 5 years old, and I'm like, oh man, like just recollecting stuff that happened in my first year at school. It's like I remember it because I recollected it a couple of times in my brain, but I cannot grasp the original memory. At least I know it's not. Because sometimes something will happen to you in your life and sometimes you don't just memorize it, you just reciting it to yourself, so you might change something in it. I might be getting too deep in stuff. By the way, I'm a big philosophical, spiritual kind of guy, so you can talk to me about anything. Anything. I will never judge anybody about their principal beliefs or any... Unless you voted for Trump. No. I don't give a shit, honestly. It doesn't have to be a field of expertise, like. What about the... oh! My memory is bad, says Goblin. Igor says he's a short-term memory problem. I have long and short-term memory problems. I'm sure we all suffer a little bit of ADD. Or OCD, a little bit of both. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. In my experience, I'm an IT guy. I'll have to come back here because I'm gonna die soon. I work with computers, and what I found out is most people that work with computers or really like the technical aspect of it, or games and like geek in general. I'm generalizing a lot here, but most of these people have like some kind of OCD or things like that. And we say OCD and stuff like that, we shouldn't even talk about that in the sense that, like, some people will say like finishing a game, wanting to finish a game is OCD, or is you have a problem, you can't put the game down. Maybe, but in the end, if you say finishing something is a good thing, I mean, like putting effort in it and finishing it, even if it's just a game, it means something. People don't realize that. I am pretty much at the same place I was. Almost. I have ADD. But what is ADD? Let's define ADD. Do you have ADD like clinically? A doctor said you have ADD, because a lot of people say they have ADD, but like I said, it's like I was diagnosed with hyperactivity when I was a kid, and I used Ritalin for a while, and it didn't do shit. My parents just stopped. It didn't do shit, and eventually they just realized that I was just a kid. And in the 80s, this was kind of a thing. They wanted to put kids on drugs. Winners don't do drugs, but here's some Ritalin. We live in a mad world. Oh yes, indeed. And 2018, 2017 have if it has proven something, it's that the world is completely batshit insane. Let's hope for a better 2018. I would not necessarily like talk about shit like that if I wasn't sure this is not gonna be part of the long plays of Soul Blazer. Stop using meds. That would be my non-clinically approved, not doctorate anything, no knowledge of nothing about except my 38 years on this world. Meds are a crutch. It can be helpful, but it can damage you in the end. SNES Pinocchio's well stage using maybe. Yeah, I'm not laughing about that because that's my thing. I cry a lot about a lot of stuff. Exactly, Goblin. You have to focus the energy on the thing, on things. Sports, whatever, video games, who name it. For a while for me it was books. I would read a lot. I stopped reading, like just completely stopped. Sometimes I pick up, I'm at the 4th novel of the 4th part of, I'm at Wizard and Glass. It's right there, Stephen King, Wizard and Glass. I've been on that book for at least 10 years. I've read, I paused it and I've read Doom and Blade Runner and a couple Android, Dream of Electric Sheep and a couple of other novels, but I'm kind of stuck in the fucking. I want to finish that eventually. So where are we? I'm gonna talk to a bunch of guys because I don't know. No, I don't want to. He doesn't. I'm gonna finish talking to everybody here, try to do everything that's... I have to go back to... do I have to go back? No, but somebody here is gonna give me something. Goblin, you're gonna be... You're gonna leave us soon, right? Or you already gone? Please tell me when you're gone so I know that you're not here. Sometimes I don't mind just talking to myself or just talking about the game or stuff because I upload it to YouTube, so it's interesting for people to watch the replay, but just so I won't ask you directly a question or something like that, because it happens. So yeah, you did finish. No, you didn't finish Turricane. I'm sorry, dude, you didn't. No, you finished it. And even on easy was a fucking pain in the ass. So this game is like super hardcore. And I guess there's like a fourth, a very hard mode if you finish it on hard. Like this game isn't hard enough. Yeah, I was there. I saw it, and I teased you about not because when you finished it and it said the end with the question mark, and the fact that the guy just went off. You saw that the end boss just went off. You didn't kill him. He just whoop. I went on YouTube to do Turricane 2. Long play, whatever. I clicked at the end of the video and there it was, a big boss. Like, I was, what? I just put it back a little bit and it was the part you were at. So, and when he finished, it was the end without the question mark. So there's a good ending, but there's just the fact that that boss is really intense. I mean, and when you're one of the guys in the chat said that I think you can see it even on normal. It's just easy that blocks it. So if ever you want to return to that game, but you didn't really seem to like it. So I did it all over again on normal? Really? You're a sadistic bastard. No, not a sadistic. You're masochist. You're a masochist bastard. Hey. Like he's the guy who said rolling invincible. Oh my god. Okay. Well, thank you for bringing him to my channel. Because he seems to be a semi-regular kind of guy. I'm just talking to everybody to be sure not to miss anything here. Ah, I did that. Yeah, I wouldn't say that's the case for... Wow. For this game, but some game, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Even Final Fantasy II, I remember something with Final Fantasy II. There's a part where you have to drop a stone in a well. And one of my friends just saved after being given the thing and just saved. And when he came back, he had no idea what to go. So what he did, because there was no internet, there was just nothing, and even Nintendo Power didn't really help in that regard. I don't think so. But whatever, what he did is he went to every town and talked to every people, every person. And since people there just repeat the last thing they talked to you about, when he talked to the guy who gave him the thing, he said just drop the thing in the well. So he said, oh fuck, I had to drop the thing in the well. Yeah, journals, yeah. You had to... One thing's for sure, maybe not notes about like where to go, but maps. Not for this game, but NES games, like just even Willow that I played on this channel, I didn't draw any map. I just looked up the map on the Nintendo Power. Fuck off. And if the Nintendo Power wasn't there, I would have used a not a walkthrough. I would just use the map because the fucking the caves and the dungeons are just crazy. So I have to go back now. No, no. Record. Yes. So am I gonna do something new today? It's still just 9 o'clock. It's not the end of the world, but still. Now I have to go back and to go back here? Yeah. Oh, I don't have any medical herbs, so I should be careful about that. Is this a thing? Oh, it's a thing. Oh, come on. Wow. If you want to get into turn-based, I would say... Well, turn-based, you mean like a standard JRPG? Yeah, if we want a standard JRPG, your first JRPG, Final Fantasy II on the Super Nintendo, or Final Fantasy IV on pretty much anything else. You cannot go wrong. It's not super easy, it's easy. If you want a challenge, just download the, or play the Final Fantasy IV. Hey. It's super easy, it's quite short. If you don't like it, you're never gonna like I'm sorry. And people will say, play Chrono Trigger! No. Chrono Trigger should be like your 5th or 6th or 10th RPG. Okay? Chrono Trigger is not meant to be your first RPG. And it's not because I'm not necessarily a fan of Chrono Trigger. I like Chrono Trigger, but I'm not like, Chrono Trigger! No. Final Fantasy VI. Final Fantasy VI just in my pants. Yeah. Final Fantasy VI or 3 or whatever. That's the game. That's the ultimate for me. That's my penultimate JRPG. And I know people will be, if they're my generation, will say Chrono Trigger or Earthbound. I hear less and less Final Fantasy 3. Was like when the internet, when YouTube started, it was Final Fantasy 3, best JRPG ever, blah 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 blah. And then it was Chrono Trigger. I was, oh okay, yeah, Chrono Trigger, yeah, awesome. And then it was Earthbound. Earthbound's the best. And now Earthbound is the best. Just shut the fuck up. If you don't think Earthbound's the best, just get out. Just get out. And again, I'm not a fan of Earthbound. I find it quite I'm a guy who likes a deep, rich story, so I'm not getting that in Earthbound, and I'm getting it at Chrono Trigger. I don't know why not that I don't like Chrono Trigger, but the fact is, if I don't like it as much as everybody else, I feel like I don't like it. That's how I feel. Oh, I forgot that. Oh. Oh. Oh, that's important. So I think I did pretty much what I had to do here. Why? Like, when you, like, for me, Chrono Trigger is, sometimes people say it's it's better than the sum of its parts. For me, it's lesser than the sum. If I take just the combat of Chrono Trigger, incredible. Fucking incredible. If I take just the story of Chrono Trigger, I think it's pretty good. If I take just the art style of Chrono Trigger, it's awesome. It's really good. But, like, the package, for me, it just didn't do it for me. It just didn't do it. I didn't fall in love with that game like Final Fantasy 3. Like, 5 minutes. 5 fucking minutes into Final Fantasy 3, I was like, what the fuck is... My brain was not exploding, it was melting. I had a breakdown. I was like, what the fuck? When the mechs go on the credits and the music, and I was like, what the fuck? I was completely besides myself. I didn't even know this could be, like, for me that was the moment I knew. I didn't even know the words, but I knew that game or art at that moment. I realized that game or art in my heart. I didn't even know what art was at the time. I was like, maybe, well, I knew what the word was, but you know what I mean. I really know what it is, but I just felt something, and I think art is that. And when you feel something, I'm like, wow, man, this is emotional, and there's nothing emotional in that scene, but it's just the presentation and everything, and there's a lot of emotional stuff later in the game. It's pretty deep. People die in horrible ways, and they just don't come back, and hey, bye, Goblin. So since Goblin is done and Zash has no idea what he's doing and Igor is gone, so I'm gonna stop talking about JRPGs. Yeah, I wanna bring some nuts. Let's get some nuts! Let's get nuts! No, let's get nuts. Let's get some nuts. Let's get nuts. Yeah, I know you're not. Who says he was going? Oh, me too, because he says Kiba need to start setting up, and he was gone, and I was said bye, and you said me too, so I thought you were going. Psycho Sword. Psycho Sword. So I'm pretty sure this is where I was, or about where I was, when I saved last time. Yeah, it was Jash that said I didn't know many RPGs growing up, so I have no idea what you're all talking about. But who said something about starting with JRPGs? It was Zash, right? So if it Zash, the Stampede. How can I call you? I'm gonna call you Stamp. Zash. I'm having trouble with Zash. I'm a French person, so sometimes it just doesn't... Okay, I'm missing some things because there was a gator here, I think, or there was a way for me to get here. So I didn't unlock that. But apart from... and I didn't unlock this. Who said something about JRPGs? Igor, I think. Because Igor seems more of a PC kind of guy, so he must be less accustomed to JRPGs. I'm just speculating here. So this is it. Okay. I might have been just a little bit further. But I'm gonna save it here. I'm gonna take a little break. Because I started this about 2 hours ago. I started from the beginning. Where is this? I'm searching for the save, but I always forget that it's... Now you have access to JRPGs. Yeah, I played a little bit of Phantasy Star, and I want to play the whole saga if I can, the whole everything. But I started the first one a couple of like maybe a couple of months before I started the channel, and I just didn't get into it. I know it's the more rough of the gang. It's on the Sega Master System instead of a more powerful platform. Yes, I'm gonna continue. So I'm gonna be back proper. I just want to be like here.